everyone, it's Lara. So today I'm going to share part 1 of my inventory. So in this part, I'm going to show you all my face products, starting with primer. So last year I had 16 primers. This year I have 15 primers. So all the primers are the same except for these two e.l.f. ones. Those are the two new ones I got. They were not in my inventory last year. So I have this Laura Geller Spackle Tinted Primer, one from LB. I have two from Wet n Wild. One is the coconut one and one is the rose one. I have one from Marc Jacobs. I have a foil packet from Too Faced, the Primed and Poreless. I have two Primed and Peachy from Too Faced. I have the Do You from Too Faced. I have this Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I have 3 samples, one from Laura Mercier, one from Makeup Forever, one from Smashbox, and then I have those two e.l.f. ones. One is the Poreless Putty Primer and one is the Luminous Putty Primer. So for foundations, last year I had 15 and this year I have 12. I think all of these are the same from last year except for this e.l.f. Camo CC Cream and this Becca one. So I have two from Too Faced. I have the Do You, I have the Peach Perfect, I have the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream, I have a Revolution Pro CC, I have this one from Marc Jacobs, I have this one from Becca, I have a foil packet of the Too Faced Born This Way, I have a little sample of a Dior one, I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, one from LB, Vizzy, and a stick one from CanMake. For concealer, last year I had 9 and this year I have 11. So I think the new ones are this e.l.f. one and then also these Giorgio Armani ones. I think I counted as foundations last year, but I actually realized that these are concealers, not foundations. So I'm moving these over to this category. For powders, last year I had 20 and this year I have 19. I think the only new one to come in is this e.l.f. one. So I have 10 loose powders. So I have this one from this brand I can never pronounce. I have one from Wet n Wild, Vizzy, LB, e.l.f. I have this Too Faced Do You, Revolution Banana Powder, ColourPop powder in a banana color, this little sample from Too Faced in the Peach Perfect, Pretty Vulgar, and then for pressed powders I have 9. So I have one from Marc Jacobs, I have 2 from Laura Geller, one is the Balance and Glow and the other is the Filter Finish. I have one from La Bayette, one from Pure, I have this pressed one from Kate Tokyo. I have this one from Crayon Touch Me, CanMake, and Majolica Majorica. For setting spray, last year I had 8 and this year I have 5. So all of these are the same from last year except for the e.l.f. one. So I have 2 from Wet n Wild, a coconut and a rose one. I have this one from e.l.f. I have the Too Faced Peach Mist and the Too Faced Do You setting spray. For blush, last year I had 38. This year I have 37. I don't think any new blushes came into my collection. I think these are all the same from last year. And I'm going to have to break it up into separate shots because they don't all fit in the frame. So I have this one from Kate Tokyo, Vizzy, this is from Mio Piccolo, Tarte, Bare Minerals, this was like a collab between Glossybox and Krylon. I have 2 from Majolica Majorica, Hourglass, this from the brand I can never pronounce. That's the brand right there. NARS, LB, CanMake. I have 2 of the Too Faced Fruit ones. I have this Milani Flower one, in the Tea Rose shade. I have 2 from Laura Geller, This one's Cherry Bloom, and this one's Ethereal Rose. I have 3 from Wet n Wild. So I have one in Dare to Soar, Don't Flutter Yourself, Hummingbird Hype. I have this one from Pretty Vulgar in the shade Hush Blush. I have one from Revolution in the shade Opulence. I have this one from BH Cosmetics in Bahama Bronze. I have 2 from Milani. I have Berry Amore and Dolce Pink. And then I have these 3 from Too Faced. I have Sparkling Bellini, Candy Glow, and Peach Beach. And lastly, for blushes, I have a bunch in these Too Faced holiday palettes. So I have 2 in this one. I have Sweet Pink and Papa Don't Peach. There's 2 in this one, Stardust and Skyline. Oops. There's 1 in here, Chocolate Covered Strawberry. There's 1 in here, Will You Marry Me? And there is 2 in here. Oops. There is Winterberry and Sweet on Santa. For bronzer, last year I had 6 and this year I had 6. No new ones have come into my collection and I haven't finished any since last year. I am really trying to get this category down to 0 though, because I don't wear bronzer. I don't really like bronzer. So I have this Bare Minerals one in the shade Warmth. It's just like whenever I wear bronzer, it either is A, too cool toned and looks like dirt on my face, or it's too warm toned and it makes me look like I have a sunburn. It just does not look good on me. So I usually just wind up using them as eyeshadows, which is what I've been doing with this one. There's 1 in here. This is Chestnuts Roasting. There's 1 in here, Chocolate Soleil. Another Chocolate Soleil. A Sun Bunny. And another Chocolate Soleil. For highlighter, last year I had 5. This year I have 5, same 5 from last year. I haven't used any up, didn't bring any in. Again, another category I'm trying to get down to 0 because I just don't wear highlighter. And again, all the highlighters come from these Too Faced holiday palettes. So I have Snow Extra, Flush, Inner Light, Hashtag Blessed, and another Inner Light.